What's going on, my movie people? Thanks so much for clicking on today's video. And as you've read by the title, today I would like to talk to you about the future of Spider-Man in the MCU and my ideas for not just Spider-Man 4, or what I would like to see in Spider-Man 4, but also Avengers Doomsday and beyond. Because I have a really crazy theory. Let's start off with Spider-Man 4. Spider-Man 4, I want it to be a very ground crime level movie, like a mob boss type movie. I don't want the normal MCU stuff. I don't want the MCU jokies. I don't want the over the top. I just want it to be ground level. I want Kingpin to be the main bad guy, but not as Mayor. I've heard that rumor. Not as Mayor. I think it's better in my version of my ideal Spider-Man 4. I think Kingpin is better suited to be going for office. Spider-Man 4 needs to not have any cameos, no mention. I mean, I don't want to see any cameos from any Avengers. You could mention them, maybe. You could even show the old Avengers Tower. I don't want to see any Avengers showing up in this film. There's one cameo and one cameo only that I'll accept in this movie, and we'll get to that in a minute. How I would start this movie off would be just having Spider-Man breaking up petty crimes, maybe even watching MJ and Ned from a distance, maybe not really interacting with them. Ideally, I wouldn't really have them be a forefront in this movie, more background players. For me, that's what I would do, until eventually Spider-Man is swinging or sitting on a building or in his apartment, and he hears over a police scanner that there's going to be a shipment of drugs or guns or both coming into the docks. So Spider-Man will go check them out. He'll break it up and he'll notice on like a container, like a crate, say Fisk on it. The next scene I would have like Kingpin doing a rah-rah speech, saying to the people how, oh, look at me, I built this construction company, I'm building all these apartments for you, I give you guys so much work, blah blah blah, you can vote for me, I'm a people man, people power. And then I would have Peter Parker, maybe he gets a job at the Daily Bugle and he starts investigating Fisk. Eventually he will get into a construction site and really investigate it and find out there's a lot of dodgy things going on in this construction site. I'd like to see a really big over the top fight scene with 30 or 40 tradies versus Spider-Man. Spider-Man can take them all down, obviously. Takes a lot of photos. He's going to publish this in the Daily Bugle about Fisk and his underworld influence and why you shouldn't vote for him as mayor. Then we go to another scene of like the camera panning in on like a building site, like an office building, and there's a goon, and Fisk is like, I'd like to see Fisk say something on the lines of like, tell me again, and the goon says the Spider-Man, he broke us all up again, he keeps interfering in our business. This is where Fisk loses it and like hits the guy, kills him, beats him up, hits him against the wall. I don't care, that's not important. Then you have a receptionist walk in and hold a bunch of files, drop it on the table. We do a pan over shot. All the files, it could say names on it like Cletus Cassidy, Eddie Brock, Doc Ock, that show. But on the top, I want there to be Rhino and Scorpion. Fisk picks one up. It says Scorpion. He goes, Scorpion, huh? And then we pan. Next scene, we have Spider-Man swinging through New York, attacked by Scorpion. Spider-Man can beat Spider-Man and make all the jokes with him. Ends up fighting him down to the ground level onto the street. And that's where I would have Rhino show up and have a 2-on-1 fight of Rhino and Scorpion versus Spider-Man. I would keep these two as like B level villains. I wouldn't make a movie dedicated to either of these two, but in this sense, I don't mind Scorpion and Rhino showing up to fight Spider-Man. Spider-Man starts losing, but comes back. Eventually he gets one of them to confess that they're working for Fisk, but then the other one, whether it be Scorpion or maybe Rhino, attacks Spider-Man again, and they end up beating him down until the only cameo I expect to be in this movie shows up, which is Daredevil. Daredevil shows up and helps Spider-Man win. They both agree to team up to take down Fisk, which leads to a fight, which leads to the final fight of Fisk versus Daredevil and Spider-Man. Obviously, the good guys come out on top after an amazing fight. I don't want Fisk to die. I want him to be arrested and thrown in jail, because this could lead into the first couple episodes of the new Daredevil show. I would have Fisk be arrested, thrown into the back of the van, and maybe him saying something like, "This isn't the last you've seen of me, Spider-Man." Spider-Man and Daredevil talking on the roof, agreeing to help each other in the future. Then you have Spider-Man jump off, swing through New York while music is playing, swings into his apartment, and as he stands up, you see a shadow figure sitting in the corner, and it gets up, and this is where it becomes a bit weird. You could have Nick Fury be there, but more realistically, I would like to see Bruce Banner be there, because technically, Hulk should be the only person left who knows who Peter Parker is. And he could say something like, "The big guy needs your help," or something like that, which will take us straight into Avengers Doomsday. And my theory on this is that with the reveal of Robert Downey Jr. coming back, I don't believe he's playing Victor Von Doom. I think he's playing Tony Stark bad, and that's why he's Doctor Doom. For this movie, I would have it tie into the Fantastic Four. I believe they're not in the MCU, but I think this is going to tie them all together in the MCU. I would have very minimal Avengers being in this film. I don't think we need everybody in it. I don't want to see the Black Panther or Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, or even the Guardians show up. I think the team for this movie should be really simple. I think it should be people who are tied to Iron Man. I think it should be War Machine, Doctor Strange, Hulk, Hawkeye, Spider-Man. You can throw in Ant-Man or Kate Bishop or somebody like that. I don't really care. But the others, I don't want them in this movie. Essentially, I would think the plot would be something on the lines of Fantastic Four coming somehow or another to the MCU universe and saying that they need the Avengers' help to defeat Doctor Doom. And then Doctor Doom shows up, and I imagine something is going to be something stupid like he's coming to the MCU because he wants the Infinity Stones or something silly like that. Kind of hope it's not, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that eventually the Avengers will find out that it's a Tony Stark variant, and I think all of them should be a bit hesitant to fight, but I think Spider-Man should flat out refuse it. I think Spider-Man as a character would want to try and help. He knows that Tony Stark is good and there's good in him, and he would want to fight that. Eventually, you get to the end fight. I believe it will be like a Doctor Doom with an army of maybe Ultron, like a big army of Ultrons. Leading the charge would be like a Captain America, but bad, so like Captain Hydra clone. I'd have Captain America be in this movie, and I'd have him and Captain Hydra fight it out in the last scene, and then I'd have all the other Avengers fight the hordes and hordes of Ultron, while the Fantastic Four fight Doctor Doom. I'd have Doctor Doom defeat all of them, and then Doctor Strange pretty much say, "It has to be you, Peter. It has to be." Spider-Man agrees. Spider-Man goes up to the top of the tower to fight Doctor Doom, and I think that Spider-Man wouldn't initially want to fight. I think he'd want to talk, but Doctor Doom would, throw that off the wall and start fighting him, and then you would have a really, really fun, over-the-top MCU fight of just Spider-Man and Doctor Doom and this is why I think this is important. I think Doctor Doom is going to kill Spider-Man, and as he kills Spider-Man, or is about to kill Spider-Man, I imagine him punching him so hard that he goes through into the stomach. Obviously you won't see it, but it'll be implied. Thor can show up then, be pissed off, I want fucking, I don't want fun Thor. I don't want fun, jokey Thor to show up. I want serious Thor to show up. And that's when Doctor Doom and his crew leave, and that can move into the next movie. You can have Thor holding Spider-Man, and it just, instead of him dying, it just implies that he dies, and it hits credits. Because I think, as they establish in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, there's an anchor for each universe, and I think the MCU's anchor has to be Spider-Man, and it can't be anybody else. If it's not Spider-Man, it's stupid. Spider-Man is the most popular character in all of comic books, besides maybe a Superman or a Batman. Spider-Man is number one. He's the number one superhero in all of Marvel. You can't convince me otherwise. You could do that where he dies and the timeline starts getting wiped out, and that's how we get into Secret Wars. Or you could go into, a tease of somebody like a Bruce Banner or somebody trying to save Peter Parker by putting the symbiote on him. That's the way you could go. Either or, I think Spider-Man dies. I think in Spider-Man 5 and 6, I think it's important that in Spider-Man 4, we establish a Miles Morales, and then he can become Spider-Man in number 5, with the idea of number 5 becoming like the Sinister Six. I've already laid half the field out. You could do bits either in the Daredevil TV show or post-credit scenes of Fisk in jail trying to get a crew together, maybe Scorpion and Rhino show up and break Fisk out. You could go so many ways. But essentially in the core, I think Spider-Man is the anchor. I think Spider-Man will die. The end credit scene for Doomsday, I see being like a monitor showing the last scene of Doctor Doom killing Spider-Man, it panning out, it being Wolverine standing there, him saying like, maybe we should go help him, and then Deadpool being there like, yeah, maybe we should, but if our friends are coming as well. Door opens up and you could have Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield walking in their Spider-Man costumes. They don't need to say a word, put their mask on, roll to black. But this is nothing more than a movie theory. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you like my theory, maybe consider hitting the like button, subscribe. All my social medias are down below, so please go follow me on whichever platform you're on. If you also, for some reason, if you also want to go check out some more of my videos, I did a reaction video to Terrifier 3 trailer, and I also did a review for Deadpool and Wolverine. You can check them both out right here. But until next time, guys, be well, be safe, have yourselves a good week. I'll see you guys soon.